Hello everyone. For those that may be curious about what it's like living in Bangkok and our home here, I'm going to do a little video of the home in our area. I'll do the main floor, and you can see a little bit messy right now because we're working on stuff, and Kaimuk's over there doing her homework. But yeah, so this is kind of like the main floor here, and mainly cement construction. You don't have a lot of wood here because of the bugs, termites, and then up here it goes up to an additional bathroom and three more bedrooms. So it's modest, but it's all you need. And you don't see the big gargantuan homes that you see in Ontario here as much. It's more people live more modestly and only have what they need for the most part. I know when Ginny came to Canada, she was always mentioning that people, have a lot of unnecessary things, which also causes a lot of unnecessary stress when we're a slave to paying for all those many, many things. So living simple, living within your means, and you know not borrowing money, all that kind of stuff really helps to keep the stress levels down. So this is what it looks like in front. So we're just heading out the front door. Just got some crazy trees growing here, and then there's a gate that goes out to kind of the road there, and from the gate we have a bit of a garage here that's covered. So you can park your car in there if you want, or not. It's up to you. You can park on the street. So it's really quiet here because it's a gated community. It's not open to the general public. There's a lot of areas, like kind of suburban areas in Bangkok, that are very similar to this. And in this area, there's quite a few gated communities. So as you can see down the street, it's very quiet. And this is the end of the street here. So very short little street. This is the front of Jenny's home. And all the homes here are attached and look very similar. You can get private detached home, but for the price, it really isn't worth it. So I'm just gonna take you on a little tour here. So I'm gonna cut down a path. There are these little pathways between the houses, and a lot of times they have banana trees or coconuts or mangoes and papayas growing just in people's yards, so it's kind of cool. Also in Bangkok, for the most part, most of the vehicles are a lot smaller. They have different cars than we have in Canada. They have a lot of tiny kind of cars like the Micra or the Toyota Echo, like cars like that are mainly what's used here. And as you can see here, there's some bananas just on my walk, so it's kind of cool. And so the whole community is gated and fenced in, so nobody can get in unless you live here or have a reason to be in here. And just walk over to the gate area where you can see the kind of the perimeter of the gated community, and it's secured. It's got kind of a metal spike on the top of the fence, as well as electrical wire, so nobody's getting in. They kind of guarantee your security here, so if you're getting anything stolen or there's something that happens, they cover the damages, because they have guards and staff that work here. So if something happens, it's likely well, kind of their responsibility, because you're paying some fees every year. I think it's around $1,000 a year Canadian or something like that, for maintenance fees, property fees, and keeping everyone safe. So here you can see the perimeter that goes around this gated community. There's some spikes, and at the top an electrical fence. So, oh, on the other side of that fence is a river. So it gets really loud here at night as well. You'll hear a lot of frogs and crickets and different sounds. But normally it's just a very quiet neighborhood. I love it, actually. There's a lot of families, very safe. And in the evening, a lot of people kind of tend to go out and exercise a lot in Thailand. So you see people jogging, a lot of families, little kids out everywhere on their bicycles, and the families are all together. You see the parents, the grandparents all kind of walking around and doing their thing. It's actually a very nice family setting. And a lot of Muslim people here, and Muslim and Thai mixed together. So that's kind of interesting and different. Like, I have no issue with that at all, and I find that a lot of the Muslim people here are very traditional, so, you know, very safe, because they're probably following a lot of their religious, you know, or spiritual beliefs. And sometimes you can hear them do the call to prayer, which is kind of like, almost sounds like singing, but it's not singing. It actually sounds quite beautiful. So so yeah, you see a lot of people with the full, well, not full covered face, but like the scarf over their face, and their Thai Muslim mix kind of thing. So yeah, so I'm just walking around to, there's a couple little stores in here too. There's a barber shop, and there is a little cafe that's not always open, but it is sometimes. They'll go in there for a coffee. And yeah, so as you can see, it's quite quiet. I wouldn't know, I don't know how many houses there are here, but I think there's maybe 15 streets or avenues in this area, I would say. We're on number 9, and I think there's a handful more that go back. So I'm just going to switch the camera view, and you can see that there's a little park here as well. This is a park. It's kind of sectioned off right now because of COVID-19, so usually there'd be people in here playing soccer, or you know, hanging out with their families, their dogs. People do keep dogs here as pets, but there are a lot of dogs that just walk freely around Thailand. I don't see them here in this gated community, but you will see them when you're out of the gated community, that's for sure. They're everywhere, and they're not really like interested in being pets or anything like that. They just kind of do their own thing and have their own little community. It's pretty wild to see, and it's a bit of a survival of the fittest, where the smart dogs don't get hit by a car and the stupid dogs die young. So, you know, it's kind of the way it is. So I'll switch the camera view again, and you're gonna see at the very end there, it's a gate and security. And here's where the pool was, but because of COVID, they've taken out the pool, and there's a nice little fountain there with some fish and fitness gym. But that's closed right now because of COVID. So what's interesting about Thailand too is you're gonna have like poor people, and this is what I would say is like a bit of a middle class or upper middle class community, and but you have poor people living very close to the community. I'm going to show you what Ginny refers to as a free home. So you don't really have a lot of homeless people here. You have more of people that live in these little homes that they can build on free land or property that's not being occupied. It'll get a little bit louder out here because there's going to be more traffic, but I'll walk past the gate so you'll be able to see it as I walk past. So I'm walking through the gate right now. Hello. And the guard just said hi to me. Really nice. Like, they see me come in and out quite often, so they know I'm from here. Okay, so I'm gonna switch the camera view now. Again, you're gonna get to see what it's like as soon as you leave the compound. It's safe, like, you know, you don't have to worry about crime so much here. It's more of theft. Theft is a big thing. Violent crimes, drugs, not really a huge thing here. It does happen, I mean, like in anywhere, but it's not, it's more of a theft that you gotta worry about more than anything. And I'm pretty big, so I never really worry. Take, you know, a few Thai guys to probably take me down, so I don't really care. Okay, so here's some free homes. So you can see I'm walking along the road, and these are kind of homes that people build. I'll likely see some dogs too, because there's a lot of free roaming dogs that live here. So free homes, you know, they actually look pretty decent. I mean, oh, there's a dog up there. They're usually kept pretty clean and tidy, and the people live very peacefully. There's not like, you don't like hear partying or all kinds of violence or anything like that. It's just very quiet, and they don't bother no one. Ginny said they can, they'll sometimes barter with people nearby and get hydro electricity running to their places from a nearby home. It's illegal, but they figure out a way to make it work. And yeah, a lot of motorcycles here. I think I've already talked about that a little bit, and the small cars. So you don't see tons of big cars. It's mainly motorcycles, smaller cars. If you own a truck or own a bigger car, it's because you need it. It's because you need it for work, deliveries, construction, or whatever. You wouldn't just have that for no reason. And so there's some more free homes there, and you can see another subdivision or another gated community right behind it. So this whole area is full of basically luxury kind of gated communities. A lot of these little free homes too, they sell stuff. Like, they might have food or fruit, or they offer repairs, things like that. They'll have things that they sell and do to try to generate a little bit of money. So, you know, there's no social safety net here as there isn't, well, there is, but not like it is in Canada. So yeah, so this lady's selling some type of food here, little restaurant, three tables, and looks good. Restaurant owner husband saying hi. Everyone's really friendly. Yeah, so there's not much of a social safety net here. So if you're not working, you're not making money, and you're gonna have a hard time feeding yourself. So you got to do something to generate some type of wealth or some type of money. And so you see a lot of people doing even simple things to just make a few bucks every day to feed themselves. And sometimes it's art, sometimes it's just offering a simple service like helping you park your car on a busy street, or you know, people do construction or offer to clean your home, stuff like that. And it's cheap. Like, to have someone come and do some work in your home, like we're having a guy come and install a water tank and a pump, and he has to break the concrete to get access to the main water line. So it's a bit of a job. We're probably talking maybe a day's worth of work, and he's charging about 600 baht. So you would divide 600 by $23 Canadian. That's the exchange rate, and that'll give you the cost. Like, I almost feel bad sometimes paying them so little, because in Canada someone would, you know, be getting
paid, you know, $50 an hour to do something like that. Here it's, you know, $3, $4, or $5 an hour. So I feel guilty about it. But it's just the way it is here. So all right, so I'm back in into the village, still alive, as you can see. I'm a bit fearless in that way. You know, I don't let things get to me. I don't really fear too many things. I don't like heights. Like well, I don't mind heights. I don't like going on roller coasters or falling from high places. But other than that, I kind of live my life in a fearless way and not worry about too much, and live my life to the fullest and try to enjoy every moment. So I don't let fear consume me. And I know a lot of people are afraid of COVID. I don't let that I don't worry too much about that either. You know, if it happens, it happens. There's a lot of other things that can kill you in Thailand before COVID will. There are 50,000 motorcycle accidents a year, motorcycle deaths a year here, and somewhere around that. And you know, so my 1% chance of getting COVID and dying is probably quite slim compared to a lot of other risks that I take. So I'm not really worried about that one. Yeah, so that's a little tour of the area that I'm living in Bangkok. I've shown you around a little bit around the coconut farm, and this is a suburb of Bangkok. Thank you for watching.